What's going on, partners? Welcome to the We'll See Y'all Later podcast, episode 67. Y'all gather around the campfire, get you some vittles from the chuck wagon. We gonna have us a little yarn. My name is Willie Ray.
My name is Jeremy, and this episode is brought to you by Happy's Energy and Nutrition. Best energy and nutrition on the planet.
That energy tick put lead in your pencil. I tell you what.
Knock the dust off your britches, Bo. All right. So in all seriousness, I'm going on a vacation with my wife this weekend, and I got me my very first ever cowboy hat. So Will had to bring one of his Stetsons to kind of show me up.
To Stetson Blackhawk. Crushable. You can just beat the piss out of it, and it keeps its shape.
Mine is Taylor hats.
Both made right here in the good old USA, because America.
Yeah, I got a brand on it. I got a state of Arkansas on this side and a buffalo right here with a horse feathered band around it. And I'm pretty dang excited about it. I'm going to Jackson Hole, Wyoming. I feel like if you go with black, you got to be a bad guy, a badass, or a singer.
Check, check, and check.
And so, and then if you go with white, it's the exact opposite. So for me, it's like I want brown because it makes it look like I'm working.
It looks sweet, though.
So pretty excited for this weekend. I'm pretty pumped. 1 year anniversary with me and my wife. We're not a year in. We're like 11 months, but this is our trip.
Well, congratulations to Jeremy and Carrie, or as we call them, Caremy. You know, even at 5'8", 175-ish pounds, I consider myself kind of just the offensive lineman of this podcast. I protect my quarterback. That's all I do. I protect his blind side. My quarterback's hurting this week, and I'm taking it personal. So, QB1, the floor is yours.
Yeah, guys, yesterday morning I got a call at 4:30, a call that I was expecting, but you're never ready for and prepared for as much as you think you are. And my beautiful 83-year-old grandmother met Jesus yesterday. And I, as excited as I am for that, I also, you're hurting for it. But she was with my mama, and the hardest part was, she had to be there to witness everything, and she was there by herself and didn't want to bother nobody, so she didn't tell anybody till it was over. Ganny, as we called her name was Joyce. I understand Granny has an R in there, but tell my cousin Lauren that when she was 4 years old, apparently R was a hard letter, so she called her Ganny, and so did we. So Ganny Joyce Harris is with the Angels right now, and we are beyond blessed for that. But the family is trying to figure out what to do next, and it's you're ready for death, but you're never ready for death,
Right.
And that's kind of the feeling with us right now.
Let me just say, Ganny was one of my favorites.
She was wild.
If there ever was a personification of the term pistol, it was Joyce Harris. That woman took no shit, gave no shit.
Yeah.
She was a jewel. She was a gem. And I'm going to miss her. I know it goes without saying that you guys are going to miss her. To your mother, Tammy, who I love like my own, you're my hero. I've had kind of an up close and personal seat through the whole process, and I know how much dignity you allowed your mother to pass away with. Yes. Because of these past couple of years. And flowers need to be given to Tammy Wilson on this whole thing.
Yes, she is a saint, I swear. She took care of my dad 2 years ago when that went awry, and turned around and became my grandmother's caregiver almost immediately. And now she gets to grieve both. And that's not a fun process, but it's a process that needs to finally happen. And then I'm excited because my mother, her hobbies were your hobbies.
Right.
And what you loved, she loved. And I told her I'm beyond excited to figure out what she loves.
Yeah. And who she gets to be. All the stress is off of her.
Yeah.
Finally.
Yes.
And it's going to be kind of a foreign process for her, but Tammy, it's your time now.
It is. I'm super excited for it too.
Can you imagine the party?
Yeah, it's what I was. They're rejoicing up there, having a good one. She passed. Is really kind of a beautiful thing. Is my mom was praying over and talking with her. When I Get Where I'm Going by Brad Paisley and Old Dolly. As soon as that ended, my mom said she took her last breath, which I thought was a beautiful.
She's there.
So I picture heaven. So my grandmother had a dream a long time ago. She actually believed in reincarnation for a long time. And we had these conversations. And she said she was in a field of these beautiful purple flowers that she had never seen before. She was in this field, and it was like a hand was pushing her towards this big light. And this field was just so glorious and beautiful and unreal. And she was like, it was so warm. My feet were kind of dragging through the flowers, and it was so peaceful. And then she said when she got to the light, she would wait. She woke up. And I was like, well, Ganny, if you believe in reincarnation, what do you think that was? And she's like, I think that was heaven. I was like, well, how do they both exist? How can you recycle your soul into another body, but there's heaven? You know?
Yeah. And
she goes, well, I've never really thought of it like that. So I believe at that moment. And then she went to church with me and my mom when my mom got baptized and had her moments. But you wait till you go to the funeral. On her casket, we have a whole carnation that goes on top of her. The whole entire casket will be greenery and purple flowers.
Nice.
So those flowers that she believes that she gets to go through. And then I picture once she gets to that field, it's the gate, and the gate opens up and they're having a party and just going nuts. And there's like a walkway. And when she gets towards the end of the walkway is my grandpa, my dad, her parents, and her family. And then there's Jesus saying, welcome home. Well, you know, I'm just so excited.
Yeah,
like that's my brain.
I think it's awesome that she was given evidence of it to where it's like, oh, well, I better get right now because it's real.
Yeah. And her and my mom prayed a lot. And so I believe she's there. Going into sports. Okay, guys, we're going into it. We're going to be out of town next week. All right. So we're going to have to put this on our Instagram of our picks for next week. And it'll be probably 2 quick videos.
We could very well have some breaking news while you're in Wyoming too. Like, naturally you'll be on vacation when we could get some breaking news that I think there'll be some employment changes in the very near future.
Yeah. So last week, best bets, Will goes 5-1. Only loss was Utah. We didn't put Arkansas in our best in our 5 pick'ems. We just have them at the end because we're always going to talk about the Hogs, but that wasn't really a game of the week until it became a game of the week for us. The only loss was Utah. We both picked that wrong, and I go 3-3. Both of our best bets hit, putting Will at 2-1 on the year and me at 3-0. We're going into week 5 in football.
Yeah, it's week 5.
But this week has been, to me, if you look top to bottom, stacked.
Yeah, it's stacked. It's fun.
It's a stacked week. 5 games. 4 of these 5 are 25 on 25 here. We have first right out of the gate, number 21 USC favored by 6.5 on a tear right now of scoring, going to Illinois, number 23, who just got waxed by Indiana.
They got humbled by
kind of talked about that.
Coach Sig and the boys from Indiana.
We'll talk more about him here in a little bit.
Yes, we will.
I love the fighting Brett Bielema's.
Yeah, Illinois is going to struggle with anybody that has a high-powered offense.
And USC does right now. At least they're showing that. I don't know opponent level-wise if that's going to reflect later, but I like USC here. They're favored by 6.5, and I just like USC. I think that Illinois will struggle to score. They are at home. Their best bet is to make USC struggle to score.
Yeah,
but I think this gets north,
and it's the old Brett Bielema style play. It's monopolize the clock.
Yeah,
and run the ball.
If USC gets above 24, I think it's over, and I do think they get to that number. I just think that USC will score, and Illinois will put up 14-17.
Yeah, that style of offense has a path to win, but that's the only path.
Yeah, it's kind of like an Iowa situation.
Yeah, you're not built to come from behind. You're not built to score quickly.
So we're both picking USC here.
Fight on.
Okay. By the way, our records going into this week, I'm 12-12. Willie has made a huge run. Now he's 11-13.
We're not picking with our hearts this week.
Our second game will be number 4 LSU at number 13 Ole Miss. Ole Miss favored by 1.5 because they are that home squad. Willie Ray, talk to me.
Yeah, I'm to the point I can't trust. When I look at defenses, I think LSU has the advantage here. I think LSU has a better defense, but I think Ole Miss's defense is serviceable, and that's all you have to be to stop that LSU offense. I'm through giving it time. I just think it's not good.
Yeah.
So hotty toddy, give me Ole Miss at home. That's my upset of the week.
Ole Miss number 13. They are, even though they're favored, they're still 13.
Yeah, that's my top 25 upset of the week. Ole Miss, which I mean, technically because of rankings, you call it an upset.
Yeah.
I don't consider an SEC school that's nationally ranked getting a win at home against anybody to be an upset. But by the letter of the law, that's my upset of the week.
Makes sense. I've got Ole Miss here too, and I think that Ole Miss, please play Trinidad if we're doing this. That kid is the guy.
It wasn't like Arkansas defense is bad. We understand that.
Right.
But this guy's an SEC level quarterback.
Yeah, ice water as well.
He has to play.
I'm kind of with you with the LSU can't score. I think Ole Miss will. Ole Miss wins -1.5. I think is a little bit low. I think that they're going to win by 3+.
Yeah, and that's a rare line.
I just honestly think that this should close at 2.5 to make it to where you've got to get that field goal plus. But at 1.5 right now, give me Ole Miss. I think they win by 3+ for sure.
This pretty much drives home the fact that LSU will score 45 this week and just be humming on offense. Clicking.
It's on par. I don't have a lot of confidence this week because there's so many bangers like this one. Number 17 Bama goes to number 5 Georgia. Georgia 3.5-point favorites. Last year this game was nuts to where back and forth Georgia ends up taking it.
I don't think that it won't be back and forth again this year. I think it will be back and forth for a large portion of it. But I'm going to go ahead and call it my best bet of the week. Georgia covers that at home.
Oh, Georgia -3.5.
Yeah, Georgia covers that spread at home. Georgia showed me something, man.
With Wisconsin?
They're not the best version of themselves. Like, not knocking the quarterback, but it's just I don't see unbelievable play here. But they showed me some moxie a couple of weeks ago going into Knoxville and getting that win against Tennessee when Tennessee was the better team for the majority of the game.
Yeah.
Georgia's got a little bit of something to them that I'm not sure that Alabama has as far as grit is concerned. And so give me the dogs at home to cover in my best bet.
I'm with you here. Georgia has won a 33-game home winning streak. I don't think that gets broken.
I just can't see, like, no disrespect, this Alabama team being the one that snaps that.
Yeah, I don't see it at all. I think Georgia, I don't know about the 3.5. It could be a 3-point game, field goal game. I think Bama, when they got Wisconsin, they kind of got their moxie back a little bit and they're ready to go. But I don't think you go to Georgia.
Yeah, but I mean, is Wisconsin the Wisconsin that we knew from like 10 years ago? I don't know. I do know that while Florida State is probably better than advertised at the beginning of the year, I can't get that image out of my head of week one of just how weak Alabama was made to look on the road in Tallahassee. So now we're on the road in Athens and you know, that is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, give me the dogs. That's really not even a complicated pick for me. I think if Alabama goes in and wins that game on the road, you just live with being wrong.
Game of the week for sure. Number 6 Oregon travels to number 3 Penn State in a whiteout game. Penn State favored by 3.5. This, I think, started almost even to where it was like +1 for Penn State. Now it's down to -3.5. I don't know.
I have had some trepidations over this one. I've gone one way, then back the other way, then back again. I've watched highlights from last year's game that was absolutely nuts. You know, you got the whiteout at Happy Valley. I think the way I justify this is just simply the point that you made about it's a whiteout at Beaver Stadium. Happy Valley is going to be rocking for a top 10 matchup. We are Penn State. Give me the Nittany Lions. And I think this might be the only time Oregon loses all year. Let me just go ahead and say that. That offense has me nervous about that pick because they are humming. They're averaging 50 points a game in the last couple of weeks. They got me nervous about that pick.
I think if I were to bet my life on this game, I have to pick Oregon.
I get it.
Right? Like if I have to bet my life.
Speed always is a problem.
And Oregon last year looked so good. And Penn State of this year has not shown any deep passing. They haven't shown it. It's not that we don't know if they have it. They have not shown it. So have they been hiding this for these moments? We don't know. Why would you do that? But at the same time, why wouldn't you?
You know what?
They've ran the ball down people's throat.
You know what? The hell with this. I flipped again. I just had a vision of whatever uniform combination Oregon's wearing this week, running right by these slow Big Ten D-backs. Quack, quack, give me the Ducks on the road.
Yeah,
I'm a huge Dan Lanning guy. Give me the Ducks on the road. I can't go against. I've seen speed kill these teams so many times. I can't, in good conscience, not think it's going to happen again.
I would pick Oregon here for the same reason. Last year, Penn State ran the ball all over them, still couldn't win it. I mean, ran it. This year, Penn State, what do? They run it. They haven't shown that they can throw a deep ball all season. Here's my thing. I look at Coach Franklin, and he is a fantastic coach. Penn State's always, 8-4, 9-3, 10-2. That's where they are where I wish we were at all times.
Yeah, he's a good
But they're also at that point where Penn State is getting a little bit anxious of like, when are we going to take the national championship step? When are we going to take we beat Oregon, we beat Ohio State, we beat Michigan on a yearly basis? When are we there? Like,
you remember when Mark Richt was at Georgia?
Yes.
And God bless Mark Richt. He's got Parkinson's now. You know, coaches fighting. One of the best men that we've ever had in college football. But it was that 9-3, 10-2.
Yeah,
it was winning percentage off the charts. Did nothing but win. You had to get Kirby Smart to take that next step.
Yes.
When I think of James Franklin, it's exactly what you said: consistency. But that also consistently falls short of the ultimate goal.
Yes.
So I just can't. I mean, I think Oregon is what Penn State wants to be.
I just think that Franklin, this is his. There's two because they have Ohio State in a couple weeks. I think, though, that he's got to win one of these two. He's got to beat Oregon or Ohio State. And if I'm looking at it, I think the one to get is Oregon because they are a little bit smaller and they play a little bit different. I don't think you're going to beat, and I believe it's a road game at Ohio State. I don't think they can win that. But if he wins this one, it puts him in the seat of like, here we go. Yeah, and it puts him in the conversation of a playoff team.
It squarely, yeah. With top 12 getting in, like, yeah, they're in as long as they take care of business.
Right.
If he wins one of those two.
Right. And I think that this is the one he has to get. He's had it circled. I don't know about the deep ball because they literally haven't thrown it, I think, over 30 yards at all. But I think that he has to have a plan. He's psycho.
I go back to what you said. Are they saving this?
Yeah.
I don't know that you can save that.
I don't know.
On purpose. I think if you were able to do that, you would accidentally hit one for over 25 yards. You've got to feel like Penn State just can't throw the ball.
Right. But, I mean, will it be enough on the run? Because that's what they want to do. I don't know. I'm going to bet, and I don't like it. Not actually bet, but I'm going to put my eggs in Penn State's basket of the whiteout, the crowd, and this is the moment for Penn State to take down one of the two juggernauts that they're facing. This is your shot. And he knows it's his shot. People, I don't understand why, but people will start suggesting we'll never make it with him to the level we want to be at. We're grateful for where we're at, but we ain't going to make it. If he hits this, that starts to go away a little bit.
Yeah, Oregon has to put 8 in the box, put your DBs out on an island, and just trust that they can lock up and make Penn State throw the football downfield.
Penn State's got a two-headed monster at running back, so they're interchanging out running backs, and they're good. But
yeah, they're very good. That's why you have to stack it.
Yep.
And make them prove that they will throw the ball downfield. I don't know that they can.
On Penn State, you're going Oregon here. Going into game 5, the one that you guys came to see. I don't know, to be honest with you, if you came here to even watch this because of last week. Number 22, Notre Dame, 3.5-point favorites, 11 a.m. kickoff in Fayetteville, Arkansas. Will,
I think
we're not going to talk about last week until after we do this game. Hogs do lose to Memphis in a wild situation. Notre Dame is now 1-2. They won their game, started 0-2. They played a nobody. What do we think right now?
I think that this week will be the end of an era.
Okay.
I think Notre Dame by a lot. I think that the home field advantage that you were counting on, non-existent. There'll be dozens of people in the stands. You know,
I've seen people say instead of wearing the white red section that they've requested, everybody wear black.
Yeah, Arkansas positioned this as a stripe out game with, you know, red and white different sections. You know, it was supposed to be packed. It would help if you were 4-0 like you should be,
or at least 3-1.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's not much to say about this game other than, I mean, I'm taking Notre Dame, and they just have to prove me wrong. It would be the most Arkansas thing in the world to win this game, though.
This is my thought process because I'm on the train now, and I'm a Pittman guy. If Jordan was here, he'd be rejoicing. I think he's done. I think Pittman is just lost his job last week, but I got this weird gut feeling, and this is not a homer or a fan talking to you, because I firmly believe Notre Dame should walk in and beat us. I think that we will make mistakes. I think that our team will not fight for him. Looking at what just happened, I think that they're going to be thrown in the towel. I've watched so many playbacks. I see no effort there. The only effort I see is offensively, but how long is that going to go whenever we're putting up 30 plus and then in the second half just idling, but then not only idling, the defense giving up.
We have to score every time we touch it.
Yes, and I don't think that our offense is going to be okay with that over time.
No, and I think that eventually, like, they're going to know that the season is lost. I think that comes from the top, Jeremy.
I do too.
I think that mindset comes from the top. That mindset of, all shucks, we almost had them.
I think that starts at the top.
Yeah.
But with all that being said, for this particular game, my upset of the week is Arkansas beating Notre Dame.
It would be the most Arkansas thing in the world.
Exactly. I am not. I will watch. I will cheer. I will boo. I will leave. I don't care. I'll be in Wyoming as well. So as soon as we get our butt waxed, I can go outside and see God's country. But
right,
I am just picking solely based off of how funny it would be.
It's not supposed to happen, which is exactly why it will happen. I get that.
We're calling for Sam Pittman's job. I'm included now, and I'm a Pittman guy. I'm a part of the pit crew. We're going to call his job for Memphis, and then he turns around and beats Notre Dame. What do you do in that moment?
Let's be clear. When it does happen, my stance doesn't change.
Right,
and neither does anybody else's stance as far as what has to happen at the end of the season.
Yeah, it would move his retirement or firing to the end of the year. I go Arkansas here with my upset of the week as well. Willie Ray, I'm 3-0. You're 2-1. Best bet of the week. What are you rolling with?
I want to say Notre Dame covering. I want to say that.
Yeah,
but we won't do that. I don't think that this Alabama team is the one that. I can't get past what I saw week one.
Yeah.
With Alabama going on the road to Tallahassee in a big game and just getting bullied. Alabama got bullied in a way that we haven't seen Alabama get bullied in 15 years.
Right.
I think Georgia showed me something a couple of weeks ago when they went on the road, 110,000 in Neyland Stadium in Knoxville, and they got beat for the majority of that game and found a way to win.
Yeah.
Showed me something. So I think the best bet of the week for me is give me the dogs to cover. Give me Georgia. I think the line's like 3.5.
Yeah. My best bet of the week, I'm sticking to the SEC as well. I like this Ole Miss -1.5. I think that Ole Miss wins by a field goal or more.
Yeah, it's just a weird line. It makes it easy to pick it makes it easy to give it to them. Cause you don't see, it's rare. It happens, but it's rare to see a football game, particularly college, 1-2 point final. You get a 3-point final, 6, 7.
Yeah. And that's our best bets of the week. Again, Jeremy 3-0, Willie 2-1. Trust us. If we let you down, I'm sorry. But that brings us to the biggest point. And if you guys are riding with us, you're true Hog fans, you know what this is about.
Or if you just haven't been living under a rock in the Arkansas area for the last couple of weeks, I mean,
you know what this is about. I believe it's time that Hunter, you're a check. Oh, sorry. Hunter,
you're a dick.
Hunter, you're a dick. We have now come to conclusions that you have done nothing for this athletic program. This department, you're going to hang your hat. You're going to hang that hat, and you think that you are going to have your claim to fame is like, I hired John Calipari. You didn't. You didn't, and now we know you didn't.
You botched the Chris Beard negotiations. Chris Beard used you to get a pay raise in Oxford, Mississippi for basketball. Nobody stays in Oxford for basketball.
No.
He used you to get a pay raise and chose Ole Miss basketball over Arkansas. And then the chicken man, John Tyson,
thank you,
dropped a Hall of Famer in your lap, or you would have lost your job there.
Yes. And before all that, he threw Muss under the bus.
With the "You're Still Here," that stupid ass video where we thought, okay, he knows something. And then he goes on video and says, no, that was just me and my sense of humor right now. Glad that you took the time to make a stupid ass video when you should have been.
That video was recycled from years past, and he didn't even talk to Muss about it.
Yeah, you had time to make jokes.
So you wanted to go make a joke online. Then you fumble the next coach as our old coach leaves. And then the chicken man had a 15-minute conversation. 5 minutes of that was about coming to Arkansas. 10 minutes was how's your family? And they had it, doot. Here you go introduce him. That's why our football program.
If you go back and watch that introductory press conference when he goes up there, he almost passes out. He's so jacked up because he's kind of rubbing people's faces in it. Like, look what I did.
Yeah, he didn't do jack.
No, bro, we know what happened because I'm willing to guarantee that you kind of have the same attitude towards basketball that you clearly have for football, that you sat up there at the Little Rock Touchdown Club a couple of weeks ago and told a room full of football boosters, we're not where we need to be as a football program. Right? You've been here 10 years, you jackass. That is your fault. That is your fault. If they believed in you, we'd be where we need to be. If you were able to raise money, don't tell me that you're not able to. I grew up with Frank Broyles and nobody told him no. Don't tell me that you're not able to raise money. They don't believe in you because you held on to Sam Pittman for 2 years too long because of a buyout that you gave to a coach that wasn't going anywhere anyway. That was a fireable offense right there. That's the worst thing he's ever done. No matter what, he went to the negotiating table with Jimmy freaking Sexton and gave a $16 million buyout to a coach who has literally never had anybody knock on the door for his services and has told people on national television, I'm not going anywhere. This is my last job. Why in the hell does he have a buyout like that?
Yeah.
So you get fleeced, and we've held on to him for 2 years too long. He could have retired and rode off into the sunset. You've ruined the end of his career. It's going to end bad.
Yeah.
And then you sit up there and go, don't look at me. We don't have the money. Where's the revenue? Where's the revenue? It's that pigskin, dog. The revenue's in football. Everybody knows that. I'm tired of this mentality over the past decade, and it was caused by just bad hiring. It's not the program. It was caused by bad hiring. I'm tired of this attitude that Arkansas football is just there, that it's just hanging out in the corner. If we win, great. If we don't, oh well. It's from the top down. The trunk
100%.
is rotted. I'm tired of this loser mentality because whether it matters to you or not, it does matter to us.
Yeah.
And
the fans.
You throw your hands up and go, don't look at me. It's y'all's fault because you're not contributing to some dead NIL program that, by the way, you fought for 3 years to keep from happening when everybody else was getting on board, and it gave you a program like Arkansas, gave you, NIL's got a lot of problems, but it gave Arkansas an in to get good really quick.
Yeah.
Arkansas's got the money. They just don't have you out front saying, we've got to do this. You fought it tooth and nail, said it was bad for college, but we all know that, Hunter. We all know that. Go somewhere else with your holier than thou shit. We all know that it's bad for college football, but it's where we're at right now, and it's your job to adapt. You put us behind the 8 ball, and then you throw out some Arkansas Edge joke of a collective program that goes nowhere, because by the time you put it out there, it's too little too late. The fans are already mad at you. You don't have any backing from the guys on the board who have the money, the Jerry Joneses, the John Tysons, J.B. Hunt, the Waltons, Stevens. I've named off Fortune 500 companies. You don't get any money from them, so you point your fingers at the little guy and say it's your fault. It's anybody but your fault, Hunter. You've been here for 10 years. If we don't have any money, if we're not raising any money, that's on you. That falls on you, man. I'm tired of this attitude. Yeah. I'm tired of it.
Willie's worked.
And it's from the top down.
Yep. I agree.
He has to go. It's not what he said. It's what he didn't say. If he had said, we're not where we need to be as a football program from a financial standpoint, but here's how we're going to get there, that would have flipped the whole narrative, and people would have been excited that he was honest about it and that he had a plan. He knows that we're not where we need to be to compete,
right?
But he knows what he has to do to fix it. Okay, well, go fix it. He didn't do that.
Nope.
He said, we're not where we need to be. And then shrugged his shoulders and said, man, that's just where we're at.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's what drives me nuts is, Pittman is eating the bullet, and rightfully so. A head coach should. But when he says, I don't know, I truly believe him, because that's top down.
Right.
The guy above him don't know either.
Right.
This is what we got. Go out there and try to do something. Yeah. And here's what sucks is I don't blame Pittman fully. I just know that he has to take it.
He sat up there and told us all offseason that we're going to be better on defense.
We're worse.
And that wasn't like him misjudging. That was him lying. That was him lying. That was a lie. And when I get to the point where I can't trust you as a coach, where I finally have you kind of the emperor has no clothes, you're standing in front of me, and like, I now know that you will lie to me, I'm done with you.
Yeah. I'm going to say this, though. We shouldn't be 1 or 2 plays away from beating a Memphis.
Yeah, well,
that's my thing.
The way that I look at the Memphis game is Arkansas now officially has lost in every conceivable way.
Yes.
Because you were looking at a situation where you were inside the 5. The perfect situation was for Mike Washington not to score and pick up the first down, and you have 1st and goal inside the 5 and make Memphis use the last of their 2 timeouts. And you're literally going to run the clock all the way down. After that, if he goes down and holds on to the ball, Taylor Green can pretty much take a knee.
Yeah.
And run that thing all. It's over.
Yeah, he was stretching for the first down.
It's over. You had the first down. Just fall. You center it up, kick an extra point, and we go home. Like, it's a 3-point field goal, but, distance-wise, we kick an extra point and we go home. And we come on here now and talk about there's still plenty wrong with this team, because why did we have a 1-possession game against Memphis? Why did we blow an 18-point lead?
Yeah.
This mentality, this soft-ass mentality around this program has to go. Has to go. And it goes from the top down. This athletic department is soft when it comes to football. The board of trustees has dried up and said, we're not contributing until changes are made. One thing we left out with the Hunter stuff, he botched the Lane Kiffin thing. He had Lane Kiffin at the negotiating table. That thing was done. Lane Kiffin was coming to Arkansas. Jimmy Sexton comes back and says, we want a little bit more money because now Ole Miss is in this thing. Hunter gets butthurt and walks off. And because he refuses to negotiate, Ole Miss gets Lane Kiffin, we get Sam Pittman. How we doing over there in Oxford with the collective and the NIL just cooking? Everywhere that you look, there's a contract negotiation with Hunter Yurachek that does not go the way of Arkansas.
Yeah.
He cannot be allowed to hire the next football coach. He just can't. He just can't.
We get a new AD. Let's just say we do. And there's some names out there, Will, floating around. I got a couple that I think are interesting. One in particular just makes me a little giddy inside. But there's a couple that I think are the rightful people that should have it. But I start with one that's probably the most polarizing when it comes to the college football world. One Dabo Sweeney has been thrown out there because of the Clemson situation and how they are in a bad spot this year, and everybody's taking their shots at him, and he's letting them know that all I do is win, and I'm going to coach no matter what, and if they want me out the door, I'll get out the door.
That's what happens at the end, buddy.
Yeah. Do we like that if possibly Dabo is an option?
No.
Okay.
No. And I'll tell you, Dabo's hardworking years are behind him. When Dabo was at his best, he believed that Clemson was bigger than him. He presented himself as like, I'm just the coach at Clemson. Nobody's bigger than Clemson. And he worked. The chip on his shoulder's gone.
Yeah.
Like Dabo now is the guy that says, all I've done is win here. Not what we've done. Like, do you know who I am? He's gotten complacent.
Yeah. I think of him as the good Dabo years were whenever everybody was comparing him to like the next Nick Saban. Like, do you remember that?
Yeah.
Being the young guy that he's going to take Saban's job when Saban left, like he's the next in line. Him and Lane were the two that
he has to get credit for he's the only coach that has stood on the other side of the sideline and stared down Nick Saban and beat him twice.
Right. And so I think in that moment, and then when Saban left, it was kind of like his, like Sweeney, like that little rivalry situation that was being created kind of went away, and then Sweeney got more complacent. I agree with that. Another name that I heard from my uncle who threw it out there, and he said, what would you guys think about this? So Clark Lee at Vandy.
Clark Lee at Vanderbilt
has been thrown out.
I love his energy. I love who he is. I'll give you two reasons why not. Number one is he went to school at Vanderbilt. This is his job. He took that job, and it matters to him because it's Vanderbilt. But number two, and more important than me, Jerry Kill, excellent head football coach that had to retire as a head coach because he has epilepsy. Had seizures on the field at some point it was a very scary situation. He's the reason Vanderbilt's cooking. Like, you look at it offensively, he's the reason they got Diego Pavia. I mean, Jerry Kill's the reason why Vanderbilt's where they're at. Clark Lee deserves a lot of credit for being just a hell of a motivator and seems like a top shelf dude and like a guy that you want to go to war with. But at the end of the day, like, I think Jerry Kill is the reason behind the success here.
Right.
And he's not going to become a head coach again. So that
third on the list, and I think probably one of the most popular, is Mr. Rhett Lashley.
That's round peg, round hole for this situation.
SMU took him to the playoffs last year.
That would be
good NIL.
That would be if there was such thing as a layup in this situation where you feel like, okay, this is
former Hog.
This makes a lot of sense. He played here, out of the Gus Malzahn coaching tree. The thing with Rhett Lashley that is intriguing to me is, if you've been around Arkansas sports for a while, there's been this infatuation with Gus Malzahn for 20 years. Multiple boosters on the board that have wanted Gus Malzahn as the coach here. There's his Padawan right there.
Yeah.
And kind of the younger version of him, he took SMU to the playoff last year. Yeah. I think they're going to have a tough year this year, and I think that'll knock some of the shine off of him for people that are watching them week to week. I think they're just not very good this year.
Yeah.
My thing is, it's not so much the man as it is the money. Like, what do we generate? How much excitement does this coach bring in terms of getting the big money people to loosen up those purse strings and oil the tracks a little bit? If they go into a meeting and they say, give us Rhett Lashley and we'll give you everything you want, then you hire Rhett Lashley. And it doesn't have anything to do with records or anything like that. It has to do with what's best for the program. You have to get NIL going.
Yeah.
So if Rhett Lashley ignites that, it's a no-brainer. Make the move. Now, it's going to take $10 million a year. He loves it in Dallas. He's in a good situation. They're a private school, so you can't really get an ironclad contract as far as what he makes, but I'm sure we can double and triple it. That would make a lot of sense. If it ends up being Rhett Lashley, okay, let's get to work.
If you had a choice, there's a guy out there that you think is worthy.
I love the guy.
He's a little up north. Beat our fighting Brett Bielema's.
And he's 6 months older than Sam Pittman. So like that kind of is unusual that he's 64, 65 years old. If I could pick any college coach in America to reignite a program and rebuild this program,
Tell me.
Kurt Cignetti at Indiana. Stud. And just, he'll look you right in the face and go, Google me. He said it in a press conference in Indiana. He said, I win everywhere I've been. Google me. Like, there is absolute swag there and a chip on his shoulder that he got passed over. He was a big-time assistant at Alabama. He's not afraid to toe the line a little bit and kind of ride that line between ethical and non-ethical. I think if you want to be like the attitude of the SEC, like the bad guys of the SEC, I think he matches. You know how Cal gives you that bad guy vibe in basketball? That's what Cignetti gives me for football. If I could have any college coach in the country, it's Kurt Cignetti. Everywhere he's been has been a rebuild, and they've turned it around quickly. He did it at James Madison. He got everybody fired up in Indiana. You see how quick that happened. I think he would go into these meetings with these big money guys, and they would say, take my money.
Yeah.
And go beat everybody.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing. He's already got one of those Power 2 jobs in the Big Ten or the SEC. He's already got one of them. I think the ideal time to get him would be when he was at James Madison. But you definitely call and see if he answers the phone. If we get Coach Sig, I'll come in here smoking. I'll have the Sig. I'll come in here smoking, and you're just going to have to deal with the smoke detectors going on.
Yeah. If I had to pick, Will, since we're already
I don't think you're picking a college coach.
I'm not. So if I'm gonna pick and we're already in a dumpster fire, I talk about this. If we're on the Titanic, I at least want a captain that I'm going down with that I got confidence in and that I like. I'm picking a guy that's an NFL guy. He's retired. It was rumored that he might come back to college before Pittman. That was a thing. He came to the Touchdown Club a couple years ago. Arkansas accepted him, and he put out there that he would love to coach college. He would love to be in the SEC and love to coach here. That was all kind of out there. There are some big broadcasts out there that have said that this is a great idea. I don't know if it's a great idea. I've seen Barstool Sports has talked about this. I've also seen Josh Pate talk about this, of how this guy fits us. There's only one way to find out. We're finding that out with Bill Belichick. Like, this is the way to find it out. Spider 2Y banana. Give me Gruden or give me
death. John Gruden, the personality.
Give me my money.
It simply does not get any better. He's a walking quote.
It's fantastic.
He's unbelievable. And not to mention a Super Bowl champion. And a guy that just eats, sleeps, and breathes football. He's a junkie. We would never have to worry about whether he's going to be at the Broyle Center at 3 a.m. typing up plans to beat somebody. That's just, we wouldn't have to worry about work ethic. It can't happen because it would be too perfect.
Yeah, but it has to happen.
This is the equivalent as far as like turning the world on its head. I never knew that John Calipari in basketball was a possibility until it happened.
Mm-hmm.
And we saw what that did. ESPN had to interrupt whatever they had going on and did like an hour special that Calipari's leaving Kentucky and going to Arkansas. You want that effect for football to where everybody says, holy shit, that's your guy. That's your guy. You're not going to be able to go in. He's going to be able to write a number down.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, he's going to write the number down, and you're not going to be able to go, this is why your check couldn't make that higher. You're not going to be able to haggle with this guy because at the end of the day, if he doesn't want to come, he's not going to. He's going to make millions not coaching right now. I truly believe he wants to coach. He's going to be able to pick his numbers. So, like, if you want that to happen, you're going to have to just say, look, we're mortgaging everything on this.
Yeah.
So it has to work. Is it risky? Yeah.
Big time.
But no.
Will it bring in money?
Yeah, it would definitely do that. Like, can you imagine John Gruden going and sitting in some 18-year-old's living room? Hey, Mom, the spaghetti was great, man.
Let me tell you something, man.
It was great, man. The spaghetti was great, man. You're the best in the world, man.
I got to tell you something. You're
the best in the world, man. Cocking that eye sideways. Yeah. You're the best in the world, man. Spider 2 white banana, man. You know, never throw the backside slant on Spider 2 white banana. It's a pick waiting to happen, man.
That's my guy. I'm gonna ride it. I'm actually gonna. I'm telling you now, there will be a shirt made soon.
Obviously, if I was given my choice, that's the guy.
So, Coach Gruden, we are 100% on board. We are a small podcast here in Little Rock, Arkansas, that want to be the front runner, a voice of the people. Our slogan for now and always: give me Gruden,
or give me death.
Coach Gruden.
Grew Pig Suey.
Grew Pig Suey. All right, Coach, we're here for you. Coach Pittman, always love. Never being disrespectful about it. I just can't do it anymore. And it's, to me, what sucks the most is what Yurachek has done is put it on him. And not only that, he looks so defeated. And I hate it. So Coach Pitt needs to be on the lake somewhere, enjoying himself. Because I do think that he had the chance and kind of did if they would have got him out the way that they should have and let him retire. He could have revived us a little, like to get us going.
Well, he did. He's already done what he needed to do. He already served his purpose, which was pull us out of the Voldemort, he who must not be named, debacle of the previous coach.
Is it left hammer down left lane or his little fill in or mixture of both?
Full tilt boogie, man. What a clown.
The hammer worst, down on the left lane, and we got a flat right out of the
worst coach in the history of college football. The most exciting thing is winning games, but the next most exciting thing is a coaching change.
Yeah.
So I think we're headed that way. I think it's inevitable.
Does he make it to the season or the bye week? I've seen both.
I think the bye week is the plan right now.
I've heard that, where Bobby P will be interim.
Yeah, I think the bye week is probably the plan right now because I think everybody assumes that we're going to get rolled this week.
Yeah, but if we win, there's no way they can bye week him. There's no way.
There's a way. There's a way.
Go out with a win.
Because, yeah, carry him off the field. Carry him off the field. That's it. We're done. Yeah. Feel good moment. Take your millions to go away and go to Hot Springs and sit on the lake, drink you some old cold beer.
Yeah.
Hear a lot of people, small-minded people. Obviously, this will be an audition for Bobby Petrino. That can't happen. Bobby Petrino can't compete in this time in college football. I don't think, not in terms of calling plays. You got to remember that this is a guy who never recruited well in terms of 4 and 5 stars. He was the guy that would go get you the 2 and 3 guys and develop them. And by the time they were juniors and seniors, they were really good players. That's not what happens anymore. And obviously Petrino is Petrino. You can't MF a kid anymore.
Yeah.
Because he'll just go hop in the portal. In order for him to be a viable option at head coach at this day and age, he needed a Heisman candidate season out of Taylor Green. I don't think he's going to get that.
He's getting a good one, though.
He's getting a good one, but I don't think it's good enough. The Bobby Petrino hire would be what would happen if Yurachek was still the AD, because it's the lazy way out. I don't know, but the most important thing to me, more important than even firing Sam Pittman, cut the head off the snake.
Yeah. Hunter Yurachek's got to go.
Yeah.
That's first. I think the perfect Hunter Yurachek situation would be to say that Bobby Petrino is going to be our next coach, because it's a cop-out and it's easy for him to say, and he doesn't have to go work and he doesn't have to go talk to somebody who doesn't necessarily need a job, but you can't convince him to take yours.
Yeah.
I think that's perfect for him. Bobby's already here. It's an easy pick for him. And if that happens, Hog fans, you should understand right then and there that Hunter Yurachek doesn't have it. He can't. He can't go get, oh, well, we just upgraded Bobby and Bobby was this and we were great on offense. It was defense and it was da-da-da-da. The guy doesn't know what he's doing.
Yeah, and guess what Bobby Petrino does if he becomes a head coach? He goes and hires his son-in-law, who's the head coach at Missouri State. He'll hire his son-in-law to run his defense. Then he'll go hire another family member to run his offense. We won't have SEC level staff.
No.
We just won't. We didn't have it 15 years ago. But he was able to get away with just being a control freak and running everything. You can't do that anymore.
Yeah. But we're gonna stick with Mr. Gruden. Give me Gruden or give me death.
Hunter Yurdick has to be fired.
100%.
Has to be fired or step down. I've seen reports that he may be leaving for another job, that he may go work for the SEC under Greg Sankey as kind of like the associate commissioner, which if that's why he's taking the moral high ground on all this NIL stuff, where it's bad for college sports and it's not ethical. That's another thing we didn't talk about on his comments. He was like, there's one lane, a second lane, and then there's a third lane that maybe we need to explore. Brother, everybody else is already in that third lane. Everybody else is already doing it. Don't threaten that you're going to go do what everybody else is doing. You should have been doing that from the get-go, because there's a fourth lane. It's called the exit lane. Get the hell out of here. The energy around this is pissed. I'm mad.
Oh, yeah, you should be. And Hog fans are, thank goodness. Let's just hope and pray we turn this thing around. But we're so glad that you guys came and spent some of your time with us and let your frustrations out. Maybe have your best bet of the week. Maybe you comment it down here below. Give us your thoughts on our 5 games. Give us your thoughts on these Hogs and what we should do. We appreciate you guys for dropping by. 3 things to live by before you get out of here, Will. Number 1, you damn sure don't want to piss into the wind.
No.
Nope.
Why
are you whispering? No.
No, don't piss in the wind. No.
Now, number 2, not this week. Hogs by 1,000,000. Maybe that's different sport.
Hogs by 1,000,000 in volleyball.
Yeah.
Or whatever Hunter's really, really fired up about.
And number 3, and probably the most important, never, ever, ever trust a fart. Until next time, guys.
Y'all come back now, you hear?
We'll see you later, partners.